Minasan konnichiwa. Hey everybody. Back again for an update. I'm sorry for taking so long to record something. I have been completely wiped out, and still am completely wiped out, between the awful jet lag and then a week and a half of orientation, and then the weekend when we ended orientation, they took us all out to a national park for the entire weekend. So I've been completely exhausted every single night. I've been sorting through the material, like the photos and videos and things, slowly. So I have been getting to it, I promise. I don't know if you guys watched that video I put out yesterday, your earlier, something like that. But it's another little montage about my trip here to Nagasaki. And so today, just to put something else out, I wanted to show you guys a little bit of Japan, regarding some souvenirs I've gotten, and also some like grocery type items that are pretty cool. Either I like them or I really don't like them. I'll tell you about it. So without further ado. So here I have a small collection of the many items that I have purchased, drank, ate, whatever, while I've been in Japan. These are some of the more common ones, or ones that I wanted to point out for one reason or another. In Japan does not mean that I can't go without my chocolate. So I went to a konbini, which is like a convenience store, and I found this. This was one of the first boxes I saw, and it said chocolate on it, very obviously, so I was like, okay, cool. So I bought this chocolate at a Lawson, which is a very common convenience store here. They're flipping everywhere. As you can see, it's mostly in Japanese, and obviously it's also empty. So I did eat this chocolate. It's really good. It's not quite as sweet as what I was expecting. Sugar here is not as common, actually. So this chocolate was pretty good. I'm probably going to get it again, or maybe I'll try something different. But chocolate's a little bit harder to come by. I mean, there's still like Snickers and Kit Kats and things, but it's not as readily available everywhere like it was in the US. So this was given to me by a friend who did not like it. I'm pretty sure it's green tea, but I mean, you can read it as well as I can. It tastes like green tea without sugar, like if you don't put sugar in it, and it's definitely an acquired taste. One thing I would like to point out is that in Japan, they actually make it so you can tear the labels off everything and anything, which I think is pretty cool, which has to do with the way they recycle and throw things away. But yeah, this is a pretty common bottle of unsweetened green tea. I've started carrying around sugar with me, which I'll explain when we get to that, because everything here is unsweetened. But it's kind of gross. I can drink it without the sugar, but I'd much prefer to put sugar in it. So here's a brand everyone should recognize. This is Lipton, and I went into a konbini, again Lawson's. I wanted lemonade, but for the life of me, I could not find lemonade. This was the closest thing I could find. So this is lemon tea. Again, all in Japanese. I'd be surprised if it wasn't. And in Japan, these cartons are a lot bigger than they are in the US. Like, mostly you would see this in a school, like the milk carton, but it's the pop it open and drink it type deal. And actually, when you check out, they give you a straw too, which I thought was kind of funny. It's not really expensive. They're like $2, and I was thirsty, so this box is pretty big. I was pretty satisfied after it, and I did indeed get my lemon as well. Next, we'll talk about my coffee fix. This is Nescafe, so it's a similar brand to what we have in the US. It opens a little funny, but I just pop the top because that's what I'm used to. So coffee is definitely not found the way it is in the US. Like, coffee's everywhere, and pretty much everyone drinks it, and it's like the go-to. Here, that's tea. So coffee is a little bit harder to find. There's not as many options, and in the case of this particular box, it's quite gross. I have tried pretty much everything in making this taste good. I have put it in more water, I have put it in less water, I have dumped copious amounts of sugar into it. uh, it's still pretty gross. So I almost bought a bigger box. I'm really glad I didn't. I was like, let me get the small box. I'll try it, and then if I like it, I'll get more. So it comes in the little instant pouches, which I know someone out there is going to say, well, the instant pouches are kind of gross anyway. And yes, they are, but I was happy to find coffee, let's be honest. So that's kind of what I've been making in the morning. There is a coffee machine downstairs. Let me be more specific. A coffee vending machine from which you can get different kinds of coffee. But I'm about to explain some of that to you, so I'll leave that for the next moment. I can't read the directions. I could probably go through the effort to try and translate it, but I'm not going to. I just throw it in hot water and move on with my life. So this is one of the vending machine coffees, I'm assuming it's coffee, that I have liked. It's pretty good. This brand, Boss, is pretty big. They have their own vending machines in a bunch of places. This does come out of the vending machine hot, and they do also have cold beverages in the vending machine, so it tells you whether it's going to come out hot or cold. Again, take the label off. This one particularly, I bought at a Lawson, but this one can be found in vending machines as well. This one I actually like. It's sweet, generally sweet, much sweeter than most of the other things around here, and it does have some cream-ish taste to it. So this is the closest thing I've been able to find yet to something I like from back home. So yeah, Boss. And it is Suntory coffee. So, although there are a bunch of hot chocolates in vending machines as well, so I have to be careful when I'm getting a drink out of a vending machine. I always look for coffee or something of the sort. Sometimes it'll say like a percentage of milk or cream or something like that. So this one I'm not exactly sure how to feel about. This one has 20% milk as said on the front of it. This came out cold, so it was more like a morning coffee shot type deal, although they do have those here too. This one I did get out of a vending machine, so I don't know. This one was a bit creamier, and with the cold it kind of tasted a little funny, so I can't say that I was fond of it, but I needed it that morning, so I just went with whatever I could find in the dorm vending machines. And there are pretty few options for coffee there because coffee is not a thing. It is tea here. This one wasn't bad. This one didn't have as much cream in it. And this company here they have a huge beer industry in Japan. But this is creamy latte, and it does say creamy latte in Japanese right here. Kuri mi latte. So again, Japanese. So this one was somewhere in the middle between something I actually liked and something that was completely awful and that I won't get again. So it's not bad. And again, coffee written across it. So that's what I'm looking for when I'm looking for a coffee, is this particular set of katakana. So, yeah. So contrary to the US, this is pretty much the most common way that sugar is sold in Japan. I could not find a bag of sugar anywhere, so I ended up getting this stick sugar, which is a very literal translation. It comes in these little packages, and you tear it off and you pour it into whatever you are trying to put sugar in, and they just come in huge packs like this. And with the way everything is bitter here, I just got a bigger pack. It tastes pretty fine to me. Like, I don't think the sugar is different. So I carry one or two around with me because I never know when I'm going to encounter my next bitter drink. Although I will say that I have gotten used to drinking green tea without anything in it, but I do have this sugar, so if I feel the need to sweeten a drink, I will put sugar in it and try not to let anyone see me doing it. And also, I lack a spoon, so I'm just going to be honest, I've used a chopstick to stir my drinks now and then. Yeah, so these are the products that I have been working with, and if I find anything seriously interesting, I'll be sure to do an update to this video. But yeah, let's move on to the wonderful things that I have found while being in Japan. So again, here is an overview of the things I'm going to be sharing with you. This is definitely not everything that I've gotten since I've been in Japan, but it's a few things. Destination 1, the Pokemon Center. So I found the Pokemon Center in Fukuoka, and I got myself just a few things. This is probably one of my favorites. I got myself a pair of chopsticks with a Pikachu and a Pichu on it, and I am utterly happy with this purchase. It is a wonderful thing, and I've always wanted to go to a Pokemon Center. And then when you check out, they give you like a sheet of upcoming Pokemon things. They actually give you a second bag, like a souvenir bag, I guess. And then I did find this Umbreon sticker decal. I was hoping to find something with SBN and Umbreon on it, but Pokemon Center seems to have moved on from Gen 1. Like, they have Snorlax, Bulbasaur, and like a Charmander or something like that. They don't have very much stuff available, but I do love my chopsticks, and I'm going to use that decal on something, and plus I have two wonderful bags as souvenirs. Probably my second favorite buy since I've been in Japan. I have the first issue of Naruto in the original Japanese, and you could say that this is definitely my enticement to learn more Japanese so I can read this. I have been reading it, actually, little bits here and there, but the real reason I need to learn Japanese is sitting right here. So these two books are really hard to find in the States. I know they had planned a larger release of them in the States, but I don't think it happened. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. But this is Itachi Light and Dark, and this is the backstory for Uchiha Itachi, Sasuke's older brother, and I'm not going to spoil anything, but I have been looking forward to getting my hands on these books since I heard they were coming out. And when I saw them, I had to jump on it. So I bought these. I was kind of freaking out in the bookstore. It was kind of funny because I had never seen these books before. And then the bookstore is called Maruzen, and I guess in case I wanted to give these books as a gift, they gave me 3 little paper type looking things. But yeah, these so far are probably my favorite purchase, and I will learn all the Japanese in the world I need to read these 2 books and see what went down, like, behind the scenes. So yeah, I'm really excited about this. It's a silly little thing that I'm kind of excited about. It just says, have fun every day, enjoy your life. It's a chopstick holder, so my Pokemon chopsticks stay in here for protection. Because when I got the Pokemon chopsticks, they didn't come with a case. And then I was trying desperately to find a chopstick case, and most of the chopstick cases they sell come with chopsticks. So I was kind of at a loss for what to do. And then I finally encountered this, and I bought it. And now I'm happy I have a place to keep my Pokemon chopsticks. There's nothing too special about this one. It's literally just like a keychain type deal, and I got it when I went to Shimabara Castle, which, you know, small history lesson, there were castles all over Japan because it was divided into feudal lords and things like that. They all lived in castles, and then during the poor period, like the poorer periods, the people decided that the lords were no longer going to run the town, so they went and tore down this castle particularly, and then, you know, many years later, someone said, hey, we should rebuild this castle and make a great tourist destination, and hence the castle was rebuilt out of concrete, though it does still look original. It does still look original. Like, it's not made out of the materials they would have made it out of because that's too expensive. But I just got this keychain basically for no particular reason, but I wanted to remember Shimabara Castle. Yes. Again, kind of a silly purchase. Alpacas are pretty huge in Japan, I find. Like, they're on patterns and there's stuffed animals everywhere and things. So I bought this little guy, one, because he's so tiny and I can bring him back with me, and 2, just because I needed a cuddle buddy, I guess. But he's cute and he's fluffy, and I probably would have regretted not getting him. So I splurged and indulged myself in a small fuzzy stuffed animal. Lastly, while this is not technically a purchase in Japan, I did want to share this with you. I checked this out of the library at school today. These are beginning reader books in Japanese, um, and they are very, very basic. I actually know this particular fable. This is a fable from the Aesop, if you're familiar with that. And this one, I have no clue, so I'm kind of looking forward to reading this and figuring out what's going on, and I'm gonna work through these and hopefully improve my Japanese with the mountain of beginner books we have in the library. Quick update for what I've been up to. On top of going tons and tons of places, I have been walking flipping everywhere. Like, I've walked so far. I can't do the conversion in my head, but like 8 kilometers I walked at least. So my feet have been killing me constantly, but it's totally worth it. There's a McDonald's here. There are Starbucks if you go further down into the city. I have not tried one yet. But there are malls, and like it's your typical city when you get down into the city far enough. I'm kind of on the outskirts, so I have to walk about 20-ish minutes to the nearest Walmart, which is called a Seiyu here. But there are convenience stores all over the place, so like I'm not in the middle of nowhere for sure. But getting out and walking has been kind of cool. I've been able to see a bunch of different things. It's a cultural experience, I guess. Like, every time I go outside I find something new, so I'm always excited for that. And I'd probably be outside right now if it wasn't flippin' pouring again. It's been raining a lot since I've got here. My umbrella is definitely proving its worth. There's this big, not really convenience store, it's kind of like a Big Lots or an Ollie's, if you're familiar with those, but it's 2 stories tall, and it's got like everything under the sun. Like, if you can think of it, it's probably got something like it. Like, it had a flippin' record player in there. It's called Don Quixote. So a lot of our students go down there because it's like a less than a 10-minute walk. You can get whatever the heck you want or need or have fantasized about buying in Japan. You could probably get it there. So I've been down there a few times. I'm actually thinking about going down there here in a little bit. Just go wander around and see what else I can find. They have giant rubber chickens, if anyone's interested in a giant rubber chicken. Like, some of the stuff at Don Quixote, I can't. Like, but it's a great store. I love going down there. I always find something new. And if nothing else, it's something to do, and it's not far, and I don't have to pay for it. So that's always a positive, especially being, broke college students. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you're doing well back in the US. I know some things have been going on, and I've been trying to keep up to date with them, but it's just not happening with the terrible Wi-Fi here. But yeah, stay safe, everybody, and until next time, I guess. Mata ne!